Hi, my name is Kristen Dunn, and I'm so happy that you're joining us today for this presentation. I think you're going to get a lot of great information out of this presentation, and you're certainly going to be happy that you spent the time with us this afternoon. So let's get started. Main Street families today are working extremely hard, and it seems that it's just getting harder and harder for people to make ends meet at the end of the month every month. The presentation that you're about to see is actually going to answer some questions for you that you may very well have, such as how do I get out of debt faster? And what is insurance? And how do I actually use it? And what about my savings? How do I do that? And how do I make more money? And like so many of us, I did not understand how money works before I was introduced to Primerica. I had no idea how to get out of debt faster. I didn't know what or how our insurance actually worked. And I didn't understand how any of my investments work or my savings. So at the end of this presentation, you're going to see how important it is to have an advocate very specifically for you and understand how to make and how to handle residual income. So who is Primerica? We're the largest independent financial marketing organization in North America with over 130,000 licensed representatives with us. And we've been in business since 1977. So I'd like to share some of the awards that we've been honored to receive. In 2015, we were actually voted one of America's most trustworthy financial companies. And one of my favorites, in 2019, we were one of the best places for women to work. So ladies, if you're interested and you have the inkling to be an entrepreneur, please make sure you follow up with us. So now I'd like to share some of our partners. Primerica has actually brought on some of the best of the financial institutions that we're actually working with to provide great solutions for our clients. So some of those partners are actually Lincoln Financial, Bright House, American Funds, Franklin Templeton, and Invesco, just to name a few. Now, I'd like to share some of the statistics that are happening out there at this point in time. 40% say that they have less than $25,000 in savings put away for retirement, which is a big challenge today. And I'd like to share with you some of the statistics in reference to protection. And what do I mean by protection? You know, we make money, all of us make money, but what do we have to do? We have to protect the money, right? We protect our vehicles with auto insurance. We protect our homes with homeowners insurance. But how do we protect our income? And this is what I'd like to share with you. Roughly 50 million people today in the U.S. are underinsured with an average life insurance gap coverage of about $200,000. That's a very big challenge today. Because if we have that gap, then if something were to happen to us, that's going to be an incredible effect on our families and our children. So what I'd like to share with you right now is one of the things that is actually devastating today in our country is debt. So when we're looking at debt, the average U.S. household carries a credit card balance of over $17,000, which is a huge challenge again, because if we're paying debt off at this point in time or struggling to pay that, then we're struggling actually to put groceries on our table, to feed our kids, to send our children to college, or to go on vacations. Now let's talk about income today. Nearly 8 in 10 workers report living paycheck to paycheck. And what that means is that if we're living paycheck to paycheck, again, we have a huge financial challenge in not being able to do the things that we want to do financially. Our mission statement, I'm very honored to share that with you because we have a mission statement like none other. Most companies don't have a mission statement like what we have. Our mission is to help families earn more income, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent.
Well, hello, Clinton Brown here, Regional Vice President with Primerica. I actually got involved with Primerica in a very similar time period to what we're looking at right now. Just uncertainty in the market, uncertainty in the job environment. And, I took a look at some concepts that the company provided, which were, very different from what I was used to seeing from a financial services company. And I think you'll agree with that too once you see them. So one of the first concepts is, bypass the middleman, become an owner, not a loaner. So traditionally, banks, insurance company, historically they give a low rate of return. And one of the things that we teach people is become a owner, not a loaner, and bypass the middleman and put your money where the banks and insurance companies put your money, which is the global market. And you've heard this concept before, right? People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. See, the problem with that is you have a lot of different companies, whether it's the loan person, right, the credit card person, the mortgage person, and they just pretty much want to take what they can get out of you in that instance, but there's no real solution to that. So if you look at what we provide when it comes to a solution, we do something which is called a financial needs analysis. It's a complimentary, confidential, and it's very customized plan that we put together that you can follow and you can reach your financial goals, your debt freedom goals, your retirement planning, things of that nature. Just a GPS for you to follow. And then another concept that we teach is debt stacking. Traditionally, what most people end up doing is they'll send a bit of extra to this credit card, extra to this credit card. But a concept that we teach is you concentrate on one single debt, and then once that debt is paid off, you take that lump sum and you put it on the next debt. So quick example here, you got plan A, they're paying out $2,700, right? Plan B, they're paying out $2,700, but here's how it end up turning out. If you follow plan A, which most people do, you'll end up 23 years in debt. You pay $214,000 in interest. So at this couple, which is a 30-year-old couple, at age 58, that's their debt freedom date. Or you can follow our program. Debt will be paid off in 9 years, 14 years sooner. Save them $130,000 in debt, right? Which plan would you choose? And then another concept that I thought that was very remarkable was the rule of 72. I took quite a bit of math classes in school, and not once did I see this concept, and I felt like it was something that should have been taught, from an earlier age in school, especially if you're dealing with money. So real quick example of how it works, $10,000, 3% rate of return on that money. You don't add anything to that 10 grand. You don't take anything away from it. 3 going to 72, it'll start doubling every 24 years. So 48 years later, this 10,000 will turn to 40,000. How are you doing, right? You got to ask yourself, if it took that long for my money to double, right, it's more than likely I'll be in trouble. And then the next place is a 6% rate of return, same 10 grand, but now it's doubling, right, every 12 years. So 48 years later, you got 160. But let's look at where the banks and the insurance company, everybody else put your money, which is getting a better rate of return, a 12% rate of return. Look at the same 48 years, you got 2.5 million. And what I was taught when I came here was the bank actually take the difference and give you the $40,000, right? And we know that's not right. That's why I felt like these concepts were very important for families to learn. So ask yourself, should we have learned these in school, right? When they asked me that, I immediately felt absolutely. And how will your friends and family learn these concepts if we don't get a chance to be introduced to them? And then another concept that we teach is the theory of decreasing responsibility. Right in the front end, you have the young children, you have the debt, the mortgage. Right, you need the most coverage that you could afford to have. When you're buying term insurance, you can buy a whole lot of it for a very inexpensive cost. And then in the back end here, you get the responsibility generally go away. Children are grown, low debt, mortgage is paid off, but now it's time for retirement. We're the only life insurance company that I know of that educate the family and teach them how to become self-insured, where they don't need us as a life insurance company anymore. And I thought that was phenomenal. Let's look at the life insurance. So typically there's two types of coverages that you can buy. It's permanent insurance, otherwise known as whole life, or term insurance. Now typically when you buy a permanent insurance, it's generally higher than purchasing a term policy. So let's look at this. John and Mary had $150,000 apiece. They had a cash value of $124,000, and they were paying $295 a month for it. But we introduced a concept called buy term and invested difference. We weren't the first one to come up with it, but we coined that principle. I thought it was phenomenal when I seen it. And what we teach is you separate those two things. You separate the life insurance. You separate the savings that's attached to it. In this instance here, $400,000 a piece, and we're able to do it for $126 a month versus $295. And then look at this, the $169 that we're able to save the family at a 9% rate of return, they'll have $500,000 And if you're looking at this, you know, the choices here, which one would you choose? So if you were primarily interested in, you know, the concepts that we provided, you know, the financial concepts, I'm sure you would agree based on what you just seen, that was phenomenal. Reach back out to the person that invited you to this video. Fill out the survey, winningwithfinancialfreedom.com/survey, winningwithfinancialfreedom.com/survey, and just let the person know that invited you to this video, you know, how we can better serve you. And if you're, you know, you're interested in the business half of what we do and how we get compensated for helping, you know, helping families, stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to the third and final segment of our presentation. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Simon Nikiforov. I'm Regional Vice President with Primerica, and I'll be sharing with you today exactly what our compensation looks like as well as our business model. Clinton has done a great job talking about our concepts, and this illustration is going to be based on his example. A couple of things about me. I grew up in the Soviet Union. Our family came here in the 90s, and I've studied at Michigan State University. I studied accounting, and I came across Primerica at a job fair a little bit later after graduation. And I was excited about having my own business, and I got started. For the first 2 years, I worked on a part-time basis with a very flexible schedule. And then after 2 years, approximately, I was able to make a transition and started working in my business on a full-time basis. And that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So today, I'd like to share with you, as I said, a few things about the workings of our company as far as the compensation and, like I said, the business model. Let's take a look at this example. This example is based on the life insurance policy that Clinton just talked about. And in this life insurance situation, as you may recall, we've more than doubled the coverage for that family and reduced their cost, and we're able to invest money for them as well. And we've done a lot of great things for them, and we strongly believe in that particular strategy. But in addition to that, we were able to receive great compensation. So on this slide, if you look at it, a district leader is a very common part-time position in our company. So based on a district leader position, you would have earned, for helping that family, you would have earned $442. And that would take you approximately 2 hours. It may take you 45 minutes or less. It may take a little bit longer, but let's say it takes 2 hours. And what is the hourly rate if you've earned $442 in just 2 hours? Well, that's $221 per hour. And I would challenge you to find another position, another business where in a month or 2 months after getting started, after being brand new, you can earn that type of income. And you can do that once a week, once a month, but you can also do it once a day. It is up to you how frequently and how many families you help. And of course, the more you help people, the more your compensation is going to be, which is a great, great scenario. Let's take a look at another position. Another position that we have is called a regional leader. Most regional leaders are also part-time with us, but a regional leader has the same type of opportunity, same type of basically responsibilities, but a regional leader has a higher compensation. So in this example, you would earn $619 approximately for helping that exact family, John and Mary. And also, you're now building a team. You see, with our company, it's not about being on your own, helping families from one family at a time. We can also attract people to our opportunity, bring them on board, and help them get licensed and trained. And when they succeed, we succeed as well. So in this example, this regional leader has 2 part-time people working with him or her, 2 district leaders. And so your income is going to be from the policy that you've done yourself. That's going to be over $600 in this example. In addition to that, you will earn $350 from your team. So now your total compensation, and that could be done again in 1 day or a week, but your compensation now is almost $1,000. And now you're helping several families. Your business is growing and expanding, and sky's the limit. It's up to you how frequently you want to do this and how many people you can have on your team. That is exactly based on your goals and your objectives. Now, a full-time position with our company, and the next step is a regional vice president position. And that is a major step. It's a really important step in your career. Everyone can accomplish that. It just takes some focus and determination. And we will teach you. That's the thing. You will never be by yourself. We will guide you as you accomplish that level. Now, regional vice president does exactly the same type of thing that the other two positions required. A regional vice president also works with families and helps them and talks to them about the same exact concepts. But the difference is the compensation is quite a bit higher. So in this example, a regional leader has 4 clients, attracts 4 clients to our company in a month. So like it says here, 2 clients that have gotten a policy with us and 2 investment clients. 4 clients in an entire month, that's an average of 1 a week. That is not backbreaking work. That's very little actually. But in addition to that, regional vice president has a team now. And in this example, the team also contributes significantly. And the team finds and helps, in this example, 15 other families. So some of them are life insurance clients, some of them are investment clients. But your teammates may still be part-time, just getting started. But if you look at the overall compensation, if that's the business that you have, you're now earning $100,000 or close to that number. And $3,000 comes from your own efforts by you helping those clients. And in addition to that, $4,500 comes from your team because now your business generates income for you. You're now not alone. You have a real business that works with and without you. In addition to that, the company pays us many different types of bonuses. So in this example, you would also receive an $800 bonus based on your efforts and the efforts on your team. So that means that you're now close to or over a 6-figure income. And how long does it take to become regional vice president? Some people do it in less than a year. More typical, over a year, maybe a couple of years. Again, that's based on your level of motivation. And also, we will teach you. If that's your desire to get to that level, we will be there with you every step of the way and mentor you as you're accomplishing that particular goal. We have an incredible track record of success. Our company is, even though we feel like it's a brand new business and we're so excited about how much we can impact the society in a positive way and each family that we work with, but our company has been established in 1977. And if you look at our track record, since 1977, we've had over 7,300 people earn over $50,000 a year in our company. Quite a few of them have done that on a part-time basis. In addition to that, we had 3,700 people who have made over $100,000. If you think about that, that is an incredible number. 3,700 people have achieved that goal. And 95 individuals went over $1 million a year in income, and then 19 people have gone over $2 million, and in fact we have 1 individual who have crossed over a $5 million mark as an annual income, which is phenomenal. And you know, as they say, if one person can do it, another one can do it. Let's take a look at more recent numbers. Since year 2000, not since 1977, this is now in the last 20 years, 4,900 people have gone over $50,000 in their annual income in Primerica. 2,600 have gone over $100,000 of income. And by that, I don't mean just $100,000. Some of them have earned $200,000 and $300,000 and $400,000 and $900,000 and so forth. Now, 64 individuals, and that's also a very high number, have earned over $1 million, and 8 have gone over $2 million, and like I said, 1 individual have earned $5 million in 1 year. So why are we talking about this particular information? Why are we showing this information? Because a lot of people are a little bit concerned when they start with us and they ask questions such as, can I do this? Well, I'm sure you would agree with me that if so many people have accomplished such level of success here, keep in mind a lot of this income that I'm showing is passive. This is not only working with clients, that's building a business mostly and having that income, that revenue come into your business on a passive basis. On a consistent basis as well for decades, and that income can be inherited by your family and stay in your family for generations. So that is what attracted me to this opportunity, the ownership and the possibilities. And you would agree that if 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 people can do this, you can do it as well. All you have to do is just follow our training and be dedicated to this opportunity. How to get started? Well, it is very simple. You have to obtain a couple of licenses. This is a professional business. We are a very compliant company. We have to do everything by the rules, and we have to do the right thing for the clients that we serve, for the families we serve. So we have to get certified. And the first license is a life insurance license. Now, the cost of life insurance license, the average cost across the states in the United States is about $400. And some states charge up to $700, but the average is about $400. We do not request that you pay that amount. That is not something that you pay. Our company sponsors you, and we cover most of the fees. And those fees include, as you can see, the state application, the exam fee, processing fees, appointment fee, fingerprinting in some states. But what is your part of it? What is your responsibility? It's $99. The rest is paid for by the company. And you will find out that that $99 is in fact refundable. If you do a couple of things as part of your training, that money will come right back to you. In addition to that, we also offer an incredible technology, an incredible support system. That includes our Primerica Online website, mobile business application. Also, it includes your own website and all the business reports, live and on-demand video training, and so forth. So if you were paying for this yourself, if you had to create that yourself, you'd spend tens of thousands of dollars just creating all those systems for your own business. In addition to that, you'd be paying well over $100 to maintain all that, such as your own website. But with us, we've already made a major capital investment into that, and all our associates pay is $25. And that's actually an optional fee. We all have it, most of us have it because it's so incredibly useful, but it's just $25 to cover all those business tools. In addition to that, Primerica will also sponsor you and pay for your securities license. Practically every fee that is associated with that license, with the investments license, is paid for by the company. And that's the value of over $600. Some states it's close to $1,000, and on average it's about $600, again paid for by the company. So with that, I'm going to conclude our presentation. I thank you so much for joining us and for learning about our opportunity. We're very proud of that. I'm going to ask you again to visit this website, which is winningwithfinancialfreedom.com/survey. And just in case, once again, it's winningwith